Happy Saturday. Hope y'all are enjoying it. Let me get straight to the topic at hand. Does hookup culture only benefit a small group of men? Is it something that only a small group of men can actually utilize, right? Or actually participate in? Because the common theme for a lot of these alpha male channels, and we're starting to see like a uprising in alpha males, sigma males, omega males, all type of little, I'm not going to say sigma males, because sigma males is more along the lines of like almost introverted kind of, it's just another name for introvert, I guess, to try to make it seem cool. Okay, but all of these alpha and manosphere channels. A lot of these guys on TikTok. If you have TikTok, I don't even use Tik. I use TikTok one or two times, and I'm like, this shit is gay. You know what I'm saying? No offense, but I wasn't feeling it. But you get a lot of guys giving advice to young men, and they call themselves alpha males and things of that nature, right? And the thing that they kind of push is hookup culture. Okay. They really push on hookup culture. They talk about it a lot because that's their strategy. Okay. That's their strategy. Their whole sticking point is for dudes to bang out as many chicks as possible. And that's cool. That's, hey, it's your prerogative. Whatever you want to do, whatever you think is going to fulfill you, whatever you think is going to fill that void, I guess, or make you happy. Who am I to say that, right? And all of them kind of push this narrative for every single guy. And the truth about it is, every single guy is not the freaking same. Okay, every single guy is not the same. Obviously, very common sense. But this whole thing of have rotations and all that type of BS is pushed to every single dude. And while that is pushed, a lot of these guys say that relationships are beta, marriage is beta. They say things like that. Cool. Hey, look, whatever. Even though I think some of them really deep down inside would love to have a chick that's, ride or die for them and have like a good chick by their side. But, they're under the guise of, hey, hook up with as many women as possible and get a rotation, all that good stuff. And they'll swear up and down that being in a relationship is beta, even though, right? Even though a lot of them end up or are in relationships, okay? Are in or will be in relationships, but they're telling you guys settling down with one person is beta somehow. You feel what I'm saying? Somehow it's weak for a guy to settle down and build a strong family. Like that's beta. And they'll come up with all these statistics and marriages fail. And I get it. I get it. I get that kind of stuff does happen, but they never talk about marriages that are successful, because there are marriages that are successful, whether these alpha males want to admit it or not, right? There's marriages that do just fine. Are they perfect? Hell nah. But, you got to ask yourself, hey, look, hookup culture. First of all, is that something that is for you? And is it even something you could really pull off like that? Because really and truly, I'm going to say this: hookup culture is a woman's game. Okay. Whether you guys want to kind of admit that or not, am I saying that there's guys that don't succeed in this? I'm not saying that at all. But the number of women that succeed in it far outweigh the number of men, right? Far outweigh the number of men. There's only a few guys really and truly out there that really live the whole hookup lifestyle. And it's only a very few of them that actually do that. There's not much. See, most guys, even though they won't admit it, right, have only been in relationships their whole lives. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, most guys, the average male, is going to be in a few long term relationships, right? Whether it's his high school sweetheart or, yes, hookup culture and even mating choice in dating is female choice. I learned that from personal experience and having been a former ugly duckling. Shout out Ricardo for always tuning into my lives. I appreciate y'all. Yes, hookup culture is it's first of all, women think that that's what they want to do, right? They think that that's what they want to do until the proverbial wall hits. And there's videos about that not being a thing. It most certainly is a thing. And most certainly is a thing. Father time is a thing. And no one wants to like settle down with a 30-something-year-old chick that's bouncing from bar to bar and hopping on D to D, right? And any man, you know what I'm saying? Most guys, you feel me? They don't want a chick that's out there loose, you know. So even though young ladies excel at the hookup culture, they're the ones that kind of excel in it, and they're kind of the ones that kind of control it to a certain extent. They learn the hard way after some time, right? Um, do you think race matters in hookup culture? 240 Jizzle. Shout out 240 Jizzle. I don't know if you got that name from Jeezy or what. One of my favorite rappers, by the way. But Jizzle, look, man. I live in the West, right? Obviously, I live in the United States. So I can, from my personal experience, from me just seeing real world events, I live in a city, right? And I've this is very prominent in urban communities. Now, am I saying that other races do not partake in it? Not at all. Okay, but I don't know. Maybe race does matter to some extent. I'm not sure. That's that's heading more towards like black pill type of stuff, right? And there might be um certain groups, depending on where they are and who they interact with, that excel. Okay. Now, Asians, I'm not gonna lie, like their community, they mess with each other, right? They mess with each other. They don't really spread out to other races. I've noticed that about Asians, for example. They don't really mess too much with other cultures and races. So I'm pretty sure inside the Asian community, there's some dude that's capitalizing, right? But anyway, with all that being said, even with that, there's not many guys that could pull this off, right? There isn't many guys that could pull off the whole um hookup type of deal. Okay. Now you can self-improve and stuff like that. And yes, of course, you'll start getting more choosing signals and stuff like that. But really, really ask yourself, is that something that you even want to do like that? Because everything has a shelf life, guys. Everything has a shelf life. You don't, how can I put this, man? You don't want to be an old dude still going to clubs and stuff. You know, we talk about how females hit the wall, men do too. Like I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of these channels will tell you, oh, men don't hit the wall. And yeah, I feel what they're saying. at the same time, though, you don't want to be like an older guy still going to freaking clubs, man. Like you don't want to be an older cat still bar hopping and going to clubs and trying to swipe right on Tinder and stuff. Like who really wants to do that? And the thing about it is the whole hookup culture is glamorized, right? It's glamorized. So I feel like even dudes that don't want to do it, I feel like they're kind of peer pressured almost by this whole alpha male type of culture. They're kind of peer pressured in thinking that they need to participate in it. Even at 34, I feel like I'm too old for bars now. Dog, I'm 35. Bars and club, like even staying out later than 10 o'clock is like too damn late for me. Now, I'm not speaking for everybody. Of course, I'm not speaking for everybody. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different life. I cannot talk or speak for everybody. But in general, I feel like that's a general thing. Like you don't want to be older swiping left and right on Tinder. Okay? What makes a man an alpha male? Apparently with these content creators, apparently banging 100 chicks and being a dickhead makes you an alpha male, right? Having no kind of morals, right? Being kind of degenerate and kind of having a disregard, because that's ultimately what they're telling you guys. Ultimately what a lot of these alpha males are telling you is to be an a-hole, right? Is to be an a-hole for the sake of getting some punani. Basically. Basically it says drop your morals and bang out as many chicks as possible. And that's what alpha is. They never mention like, hey, look, first of all, this lifestyle is not for every dude, right? And second, they never mention like building a strong family. That's what it's about, man. Like the most quote unquote alpha thing you can do. Yeah, man. I mean, you could go out there and bang some chick that you met at a lounge or a club. Like fellas, that is not hard to do, right? It is really not hard to do. Even though I'm saying hookup culture is not for most dudes, every now and then it's not hard to bag a chick from like a lounge or a bar and bang her out. Like that's not what alpha to me is. Alpha is just building a strong family and doing the best that you could do. Not saying that you got to be perfect, because nobody's perfect. Not me, not you, not nobody. But yeah, like building a strong family. That's something that these dudes never talk about. They're gonna tell you about meeting some chick off a Tinder or spitting game to some random chick and smashing her the same night. And not all guys can do that. Now, what are the factors? Okay. What are the factors? Man, it's a mix, dog, because honestly, there's different schools of thought about this. There's different schools of thought about looks and stuff like that. This is a hot topic. It's a very hot topic. In my personal experience, from what I have personally seen, yes, physicality and looks do have a part to do with it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Right? Because, hey, look, young ladies could be just as shallow as men. Young ladies could be they could be just as shallow as us. And if you're in that type of environment, right? First of all, let's kind of go over what a hookup environment is. Like what type of environments are ripe with hookup activities. Like I said, bars, clubs, anywhere where heavy alcohol is present, things of that. Nightlife, let's just say nightlife. But nightlife is where hookup culture is prevalent, and the nightlife is kind of shallow. It's somewhat shallow. You know what I'm saying? It's very shallow in nature. The people, most of the time, most of the time, not all the time, that frequently participate in hookup culture and nightlife are somewhat more on the hedonistic side, somewhat more on the shallow side, right? So yes, they are going to be looking for the physicality part, the looks part, you know, and that's part of it. I will say that's part of it. There's other schools of thought that say that doesn't matter. But from what I've seen personally, that does have something to play with it. Second is the personality part. Yes, I'm gonna throw that in there too. It's a half and half type of deal. These are dudes that kind of capitalize on it. The ones that are constantly in the nightlife, right? Constantly, and I I tell you guys to hit the gym. Okay. I tell you guys to hit the gym. And unfortunately, that is one of criteria, I guess you could say, for hookup culture is, hey, look, having a fit body, it really, really helps. Okay. It really, really helps. And I'm telling y'all this, it sounds shallow as hell, but having a fit, like if you really are in that nightlife, if you're really in that hookup culture type of deal, you'll kind of notice that. You know, it's very vain. It's very vain. And most guys just aren't like that. Okay. Most guys just aren't like that. Do you think Fitz X Fearless is an alpha male? I don't know, dog. I don't know. I'm not here to speak on other people, right? I'm not here to speak on other people. I'm just saying in general, uh from what I see, a lot of these alpha male channels encourage guys to do degenerate stuff, right? And most dudes are just not cut out. Like I said, most guys, what they are cut out for, what most guys are cut out for, and what most guys will succeed at doing is having a good, healthy, stable relationship. Straight up. I mean, you heard it here first. You can say it's beta, you can say it's not alpha, all that BS. I'm just telling y'all the damn truth. Most guys are cut out to sit the hell down and raise a family. I'm just being straight up. This is what the average guy is not some player. The average guy isn't gonna be banging out different chicks every week and stuff like that. Bro, I smell bad. Tell some good perfumes. Well, first of all, if I don't know if you trolling or not, but if you smell bad, uh, the best type of perfume is soap. You know what I'm talking about? Fellas, let me speaking of the hookup culture and attraction type of deals. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Hygiene is extremely important, right? You guys need to have. I would suggest you have a rag, okay? The little small towels that you use and that you wash after the first use. I would suggest get rid of a damn, you know what I mean? I would suggest get rid of loofahs. Okay? To me personally, loofahs, I don't fuck with loofahs because maybe it works for you, but loofahs you use the same one for months, right? It's like you use the loofah, you hang it up, now it's hanging up, and now you reuse it. Nah, I get the little mini terry cloths. I get the little mini terry cloths and use that mug one time, and then I wash it, right? And then I get a new one the next day. Okay. Just throwing it out there because hygiene is important. We're talking about hookups and all that good stuff. Okay. Hygiene is important because, hey, let's say you do want to dibble and dabble in a so-called hookup culture. When you get close to a young lady, you want her. See, dude, I don't know why you making fun of me. I'm not making fun of you. I'm telling you the truth. All right. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not trying to be funny because, and I don't know, man, if you have a medical condition, I would go see about that. It might be a medical condition, right? Might be a medical condition, but Now that we're talking about hookup culture, I guess if you want to dibble and dabble, okay, make sure that hygiene is on point. Um, Hit the damn gym. Now, if we're gonna talk about shallow stuff, okay, if you're gonna talk about shallow stuff, um, like height, things like that, do those I drive Lyft. You won't believe how many guys smell like crap that get in my car. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Right now, like I was saying, does the shallow stuff kind of come in when we're talking about hookup culture? It's hard for me to say that that type of stuff doesn't matter in hookup culture completely, right? And we're talking about dudes who really are really truly in that type of stuff. Does it come into play? I would say it does a little bit. I would say it does a little bit, but hey, there's plenty of guys that are average, you know what I'm saying, average height, but like I said, they work out, they have a sense of style, and they're out in the nightlife all the time. Now, let's talk about how fulfilling that is. Is it fulfilling? I mean, uh, it's not fulfilling. It's not fulfilling. I've talked about this before. A lot of guys that are in the hookup culture, and when I say hookup, I mean guys, I mean just incessantly trying to get different chicks one after another, right? Just incessant, just, oh, I got to get a new one. I got to get a new one. All that comes from is a need for validation. That's really what it comes down to. You know, it's really what it comes down to. It's a need for a validation because society and what these so-called alpha males, what they're saying is that you're not a man unless your body count is like 100 or something. No one cares about that. You know, no one cares. No one cares when you fill out your job resume or when you're trying to build a business or when you're trying to accomplish something. When you're trying to build a business, or like I said, filling out a job resume, there's no question on there that says, what is your body count? There's no question. No one really gives a shit. And I'm gonna tell you this too, guys. I'm gonna tell you something that a lot of you might not know, but dudes who are reckless, right? Who are constantly talking about how they're hooking up or how they're cheating on their girl because apparently another thing that alpha males do is cheat on their girl, right? That's another thing apparently that's alpha too. But that stuff makes you look bad. That stuff really makes you look bad. And there's people, dudes I know that all they ever talk about is the chicks that they smashed supposedly. Like, oh yeah, I smashed this chick and I smashed another chick and I got a side piece, this and that. And what they don't realize is to people of importance, right? People that are of some kind of importance or people that are some kind of uh, esteemed people, okay? Like esteemed people, that shit makes you look bad. It makes you look bad. The people listening to it are like, is this dude serious? Right? Is this dude serious? Like, what, like my last girl cheated on me with a dude that was married. It happens, dude. It happens. If you're not trying to build a family, then what you doing at this point? Yeah, man. I mean, and I'm not saying that it's just the end all be all. Like, oh, you have to build a strong family, and you. But the thing about it is, like, what's the end game with hooking up with just a bunch of random chicks? You know, what's the end game to hooking up with a bunch of random chicks? There's really no end game, dog. And like I said, Uh, there's dudes out there that just keep bragging about their D to other people, right? It doesn't make you look good. It makes you kind of look foolish. I think we've all done that. As men, we kind of talk about our conquests, so to speak. We've all done it. We're like, yeah, man, I hooked up with so and so, and you get high fives, and your guys give you pound, no home easy, right? Your dude might give you a pound, no home is. But when you know what I'm saying, when you're around esteemed people or people of importance, and you going around like, ah, man, yeah, man, she was fine and she gave me head, and just being all explicit and just very vulgar, people hearing that stuff are gonna be like, dude, like, who cares? Like, this isn't high school. It's not high school anymore. You feel me? And another thing too, man, real players, dudes who really get the chicks like that, they're not gonna be the ones bragging every other day about all the chicks that they get. They're gonna keep it kind of quiet, you know. Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Oh my God, Lil Wayne. I forgot what song that was. I think it was the 6 foot, 7 foot by Lil Wayne. He said, "Real G's move in silence like lasagna." I was like, what? I didn't get it till, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't get that shit till years later. I'm like, oh, because lasagna has a G and it's silent. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, dudes who really get it like that are gonna be chit chatting and being loud about it. Okay. But most dudes just don't have the physical attributes to engage in hookup culture, right? Because it's kind of getting more and more shallow out here, right? It's kind of getting more and more shallow because women now, they're more liberated. We all know about this whole liberated type of deal, and they can choose who they want. Guys got to stop pillow talking. That's how you get caught up. Yeah, man, like, dude, just pillow talking. Just, I smashed this chick, and yeah, my girlfriend, my side piece and all that. Like, that shit make you look bad, dog. That shit, it really does make you look bad. It really do. Like, with people that are listening and hearing this stuff, it crap makes you look bad. So if you do hookup culture, I mean, of course, you're going to brag about one or two of them. I get it. We're all men here. We're all men. We're going to brag about it, especially if she's fine. But, keep it to a minimum. It's not high school no more. Like, people aren't going to be, oh, yeah, high fiving you like it's high school. Keep it to a minute. Do what you do. Keep it quiet, at least, right? I know I asked this the other day, and I know you're going to say looks are not our objective, but come on. Again, I'm not saying I'm Brad Pitt, but I'm up there, especially for my age. So answer this if you can. Question is, a girl today on my Snap seen videos of me, but said, do you buy content? Why would I buy content? I'm better looking than you. When you say buy content, I'm guessing you mean like pictures of her snatch or pictures of her titties or something like that. I'm guessing. Or something like that, right? And like I said, man, I answer this because the girls, let me explain to you, even girls that are not attractive will get, let me tell you guys a harsh truth, right? And it's really not harsh. It is what it is. Even girls that are not attractive per se, they're still going to have way more options than the average guy that's decent to maybe above decent looking, right? It is what it is, because dudes are just thirsty. So of course a chick is gonna see even dudes who look attractive or handsome. They're gonna be like, oh, this guy's just like it's like everybody else, right? What do you think of paying for a box from time to time? Hey man, look. If you wanna, hey, like I said, bro, I'm gonna say this. Jizzle, right? Some things you should probably, and I'm not saying this to be mean, and I'm not saying this to be rude. Some things are best left unspoken, right? Some things are just left, are best not talked about. You feel me? I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But um, as far as guys getting all the box and stuff like that, fellas, the chick. Because the thing about it is, if you're doing hookups, damn, wait. So a guy that's a 7.5 has less options than a girl that's a 5. In some cases, that's why I'm saying hookup culture is not, it's not for most dudes. Cause the same, look, let me tell you something. The same girls that you're hooking up with, right? And you thinking you play a player, those girls are messing with other dudes, right? Those girls are messing with other dudes because you're dealing in that world. You're dealing in that hookup world, right? So of course you're gonna be dealing with chicks on that same type of time. You're gonna be dealing with chicks that are 304s, H to the Izzos, whatever you want to call it. Because guess what? Even though you're a man, you're acting in a 304 type of way, right? You're acting in a 304 type of way. If you're just trying to bust nuts as much as possible. And those chicks that you're dealing with, they have just as many dudes. And guess what? Even if you want, and most guys, like I said, they're not equipped to deal in that type of world, right? You think you want to deal in that type of world until you see the type of chicks that you're dealing with, and you're gonna mess around and get your heart broke, right? You're gonna mess around and get your heart broke because the chicks that you're dealing with are super savages, right? The chicks you're dealing with are super, super savage. And you're gonna be like, dang, you're gonna see some stuff that you don't want to see. And you're gonna find out some things that you don't want to find out. But dealing with that hookup culture, you had it coming to you. You wanna deal with these chicks. A lot of these chicks have how can I how can I say this PG? They've had experiences. They've had experiences that you may not want to hear about. Put it like that. And am I saying that quote unquote good girls, the ones that seem innocent, don't do stuff like that? Not at all. I'm not saying that at all. Okay. I'm not saying that at all because I said in my previous lives, there's a chick, and you guys probably have seen it on the Abba and Preach did a reaction video to the British chick that was she had a fans only, and she got banged out by 100 dudes in one day. She looked innocent. She looked innocent. She didn't have no tattoos. She didn't have any crazy hairstyles. Just like a plain looking white chick. Just long, just like regular plain, like the plain chick that you see walking around, right? So I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not painting with a broad brush, but I'm saying if you're dealing with in that hookup culture, uh that you're more likely to meet those type of chicks, right? And you're gonna be doing your little hookup thing, and you're gonna think you play a player, and then, like I said, you're gonna run into chicks that do all type of stuff. Okay, you're gonna run into chicks that do some super freaky stuff, and you're gonna find out about it, and then your view is just gonna be real uh messed up for a while, right? It's gonna be messed up for a while because you're gonna meet some chicks that are on some super savage type of stuff while you over here trying to be a player. And the thing is, um, let's be honest. Like I said, a lot of these guys, even these so-called alpha males who are just so opposed to having relationships, they're gonna end up really liking one of these chicks. Okay. And like I said, man, a lot of these guys that hop on here and talk down on relationships behind closed doors, they have relationships or they've tried to be in relationships, right? And you're gonna mess around and really like one of these chicks, and you're gonna find out she's on super demon time, right? She's on super what are y'all young generation throat goat. Damn, I cringe so hard saying that. She's gonna be on throat goat time with other people, not just you, right? She's gonna be involved in all type of uh group activities. I'm gonna let you guys figure out what I mean by that. Group activities. And ask me, guys, ask me how I know this stuff. Because I've been in it. I've done this type of crap before, right? I did the whole I want to hook up and all of that. And I was just, running into chicks that were on just some demon time type of stuff. And I'm like, man, this is not me. You start realizing, bruh, this is not me, dog. Like, this chick done, I've had a chick admit to me, I'm like, I was just picking her brain. I was like, what's your fantasy? And she's like, oh, I want two dudes at the same time. I was like, skirt. I like, hold up, screw. That's what we say in Houston. Hold up, screw. What? I say that in my head though. I didn't say it out loud. I said it in my head. I'm like, two? And she went in detail with it too. Like, yeah, two buff guys, and I'm like, hold up, screw. Know what I'm talking about? Hold up, man. Run that back, screw. And I'm like, man, this is you feel me? I'm like, you want two Deezys at one time? Two Disnacks at the same damn time? But that's the type of stuff you're gonna run into. That's the type of shady character. There's the type of characters you're gonna run into. Facts. It's a cold world out here. I go into every situation with good intentions and keep running into chicks on that BS. I'm taking a break from dating right now. Rogue Hero. I feel like all men need to kind of take a break, right? I feel like all men should take a break at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to you, Rogue Hero. But yeah, man, that's the type of stuff I ran into. I'm like, dang, ma, like, and this was a chick I was really feeling. This was a chick I was really feeling at the time, at that time. And we was both on the same type of time, the whole hookup and going out to bars every weekend and turning up and this whole turn up lifestyle and gotta get drunk every lifestyle. And then she drops that bombshell on me. Imagine, fellas, imagine you just casually sitting in the living room, just you're having a little conversation with a young lady, you know, then she drops that bombshell on you. I'm like, man, I wish I never asked you, ma. Like, I really and truly wish I never fucking asked you that question. But I got what I asked for, right? I got what I asked for. Yeah, man. But Rogue Hero, I feel like back to what you were saying about how you took a break from dating. I feel like every single man should do that. I feel like every single man should do that because, fellas, all of this encouragement to smash random chicks and to have a high body count and stuff, all that is a distraction. All that is a distraction because now you're so focused on the external which is all of these chicks that really have nothing to offer, right? Really have nothing to offer you in the long run. All that focus is on them, and a focus on you, on who you need to focus on is yourself, for the most part, is taken away. So all that time you're out here trying to chase tail. Um, if you're smart, unsubscribe from modern women. I'm gonna get back to that, right? But you're so distracted on trying to follow what these alpha males are saying and try to hook up with random chicks that's taking away focus on who you are, you know? Because now it's like your world is filled with all of these vices. Because what, like I said, man, what does hookup culture accompany? What accompanies hookup culture generally? Partying, drinking, hanging out with people you shouldn't be hanging out with, going out to bars, wasting money, wasting your brain cells, because lack of sleep and heavy alcohol use and drug use is just the lack of, this is the waste of brain cells. All that for what? Just to hook up with some chick that last week probably had a different diz, had a different schlong in her face, all that for a chick that had somebody else's somebody else's schlizzy on her face last week. You know, you got to ask yourself, like, what's I did all of that for what? For that chick, for some drunk chick that you met at a bar, that's been frequenting that bar, or went to, fellas, I knew there were chicks that I knew that went to the club like 3 times out the damn week. 3 times out the damn week. And I'm like, dog, 3 times? You went for thirsty Thursday. She went for thirsty Thursdays. She went for freaky Fridays. She went for sucky Saturdays. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, dang, how many times do you need to turn up in 1 week? Does your body not does you know does it not get tired from all of this abuse that you're putting it through? But if you're in the hookup culture, that's the type of chicks that you're gonna be running into a lot. Because think about this, fellas. If you are somewhat disciplined, right? And you're not trying to be out there in the streets, you think the chick you think a chick that is in the streets is gonna want to be with you? No, because you guys are not on the same wavelength. She trying to turn up for the fourth time this week. You know, she trying to turn up. She talking about going to her with her friends, and all of her friends are thotties. And then the next day she's like, "I'm gonna hang out with my guy friend." Like, what? You gonna be like, bruh, we're not on the same week. I can't do this, right? But if you participating in the hookup culture, you're gonna be running into that type of stuff a lot. You're gonna be running into that type of stuff a lot, and I know most guys don't want that. And naturally, as men, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. Most men, they want to smash, right? It's natural. It happens. Okay. But the thing about it is, most dudes get lost up in that. It's like they get lost in that. And that's all they be talking about. That's all they be doing. Because honestly, fellas, I really don't have many friends. I actually don't have friends like that in general. Because every time I get with them, They want to talk about the different, supposedly different girls that they hooked up with. And sometimes I'll be like, that's cap, right? That's cap. You ain't do a lot of dudes be lying on their D. That's another thing too. Like it's so bad. The need for validation is so bad. A lot of guys will lie on their D. Like, yeah, man, I hooked up with this. I'm just like, bro, like, come on, dog. You don't got to lie to kick it. You don't have to lie to kick it. Because the way it usually works is the way men lie about their body count is they increase their body count, right? So for an example, if a dude has 10 bodies, he'll say, I got 100 bodies, right? He'll say, I got 100 bodies. The way females lie about their bodies is they make it less. So if they have, God forbid, 100 bodies, and this goes for men and women, because that's just too much, right? If a chick has 100 bodies, she'll say she got 20 or 10, something like that. You know, facts, bro. I'm your age, and I got two real homies. Man, I'm telling you, when you get older, I'm trying to save you guys time, right? I'm trying to save you guys time. When you get older, a lot of this stuff does not you're not gonna give a shit about it like that for real. But you got these content creators that are, I would say, up there in age, and they still trying to teach y'all how to hook up with random bar chicks, only to turn around and call them 304s. Like they can't be, if they're encouraging you guys to hook up with these type of chicks, these chicks can't be that bad. If they're encouraging to hook up with them type of chicks, it can't be that bad, because most of their programs that they're going to try to sell you and all that, that's what it's going to teach you, like, oh, how to talk up a girl in a bar and how to attract chicks to smash on a first night, stuff like that. And when you get older, that stuff gets old. It really does. You just don't have the mental capacity for it. You don't got time for that mess. And I know what somebody is gonna say, man. Oh, that's because only celebrities or chads and stuff like that. Bruh, even you look at these celebrities that are so-called chads or tyrones, right? Let's take Chris Brown for example. He's a huge, I would say, what black pillars will call him, like a very attractive, on top of that, successful dude, right? Look at all the problems he done faced, especially with females, right? Especially with females. And now he's battling like drug problems. If you got, and Breezy is a little known fact about me, man. Like when it comes to R&B and stuff, Breezy to me is up there. I think he makes great music. Now, a lot of dudes might say R. Kelly, another example of how alpha males and Chads and Tyrones don't just have it easy like that, right? Yet another example. Okay. But that's another topic for another day of great R&B singers. To me, Breezy, he's up there. Look at all the bull crap he's been through. Look at Trey Songz. If you guys haven't heard about Trey Songz, he has allegations. Chicks came out, and everybody focused on the Diddy and stuff like that. And really, you shouldn't be focused on celebrity gossip know-how. But I'm just using examples, right? Dudes real heavy into the hookup culture. Look at all the legal problems they're facing. So you got to ask yourself, man, like, do you really want that? Even the small percent of dudes that I was talking about, it's not very much. And in my lifetime, I've really only met a handful of guys that were really deep in the hookup culture, right? I've only met a handful. I could probably count them on one hand. Like dudes who were really, and even they got tired of it. Like, man, it's an empty endeavor, right? But yeah, man, a lot of dudes, like I said, need to find the right chick. And see, here's another thing. Here's another thing about this whole thing about all chicks are the same and stuff like that. All of them are the same. All of them are bad. Like, damn. See, to me, in my humble opinion, that's not a reflection of chicks. If the guy keeps running into chicks that are pieces of crap, that's really more of a reflection of him. It's like all of them, bro. Like all the billions of chicks in the world, and all of them are just crap in your eyes, you know? And a lot of guys take this to heart, and for real, those guys are projecting their experiences onto you. You know, if you gave it a chance, you might have an extremely healthy, you might have a very successful relationship, but now you're listening to these guys, now you thinking all females are this and all, that's kind of what feminists believe, right? The feminists believe all dudes are trash. That's their motto. All dudes are trash. That's their motto. And you know, as men, we're like, what? It's that's not true. You feel me? That's not true. There are some of us that are good men. You feel me? So it's like whatever you determine is true. You know, you kind of help make your reality in some aspects. You create your reality to a certain extent. So if you believe all chicks are bad and none of them are worthy and I have to hook up cuz that's the only way, you know, you're going to find yourself in a very depressed state of mind, dog. Cuz a lot of these dudes that are players and stuff like that are really depressed. And they're not going to admit it. They're not going to admit it. They're not going to admit they're depressed. You know, sexual discipline is key. Be virtuous and you'll find a right woman. These alpha guys don't know who the real women are. Yeah, because they're too busy trying to chase chicks in bars and stuff like that. You know, they're too busy trying to create three different dating apps and swiping at the same time to get as many hookups as possible. Of course, that's the results you're going to get. Of course. You know what result do you think you're gonna get going out to sleazy bars, going out to sleazy nightclubs, everybody's sloppy drunk, and then at the same time having three different dating apps you're trying to hook up. You know what result do you think you're gonna get? You know, and a lot of these guys, like I said, they really be depressed. They really be depressed because the reality that they create is that it's hopeless out here and it's hopeless. All these chicks are 304s and it's doom. So they're telling themselves that. Now that's the reality that they just created. Like, damn, all of the chicks I meet are 304s and they're this and that. But they created that hookup reality. They created that for themselves, you know? And really and truly, man, this channel, it's not getting as much views as it used to. One, because I kind of stopped dropping content like that. You got if you guys follow me a lot, you kind of notice I haven't dropped content like that in a while. I do, obviously, sporadically, but it's just like, dog, I this whole hookup culture and attraction and stuff like that, it's really a small part of life. You dig? It's really a small part of life. And with hookup culture, what happens is your whole life. Like your whole life revolves around the next hit of kitty that you get. Your next, you itching like Tyrone Biggums. Y'all remember on Dave Chappelle? I need crack. Y'all remember that? It's creating men that I need snatch. Like the next fix of kitty. It's like a perpetual cycle of dudes, scratching their neck, like, man, I need kitty. And it's just like, I feel like I don't really, I talking about that crap, okay, cool, he's live. Yeah, I've been live for damn near an hour, man. Bro, with the way YouTube is nowadays, you got to upload damn near daily to see growth, unless you do some highly produced content. And at one point, Rogue, I was I was uploading daily at one point, and almost like my videos would hit 1K off rip the first day, right? Now a lot of you guys think 1K is not a lot. Only 10% of the billions and billions of videos on YouTube actually reach more than 1,000 views. Only 10, 9%, something like that. So it was doing pretty good, man. But I'm like, fuck, dude, do I really want to keep making videos about that? Cause I don't, I don't want guys to fall into that trap of being super critical about themselves. Cause now guys are like, oh man, do I look good enough? Am I swole enough? Am I jacked enough? Am I smashing enough chicks to be considered a man? All of these things that I feel like are degenerate to some extent is what's being encouraged. Like I said earlier, like fellas, you smashing a whole bunch, you smashing 100 chicks is not what makes you a man or an alpha male. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't care if you only smash 3 chicks your whole life. That's not what makes you an alpha. That's not what makes you an alpha. Smashing 100 chicks is not what makes you an alpha, right? Hey, is it cool to mess with young attractive chicks or attractive chicks that you see attractive? That's cool, man. Like I said, man, we're all men. We're all gonna want to be intimate. It's natural. It's biological. But that's not what defines you. And that definitely doesn't define what makes you a quote unquote fucking alpha male. These alpha male channels are getting freaking ridiculous, dog. They're getting so ridiculous. I remember I've been following you since the lockdown and used to listen to you when I did Insta. Man, lockdown is actually when I started this channel during quarantine. And man, I was consistent. I wasn't really seeing view. I was like seeing 50 views a video and stuff like that. But I was consistent. I was like, F that. I see something in this. And I just kept doing it. And I'm like, I enjoy this. I really like this. And see, that's the thing. Even though my channel is based on attraction and stuff, it's really something that was a quote unquote purpose for me. It's something that's like I enjoy doing and I saw growth. I see small, monetary gain from it. So it's like men as men, we're naturally driven to accomplish stuff. And there's way more to accomplish. And participating in hookup culture is, I guess, the main gist of this whole video is accomplishing your dreams and desires is way more important than hookup culture, right? I say do what you feel is the best and just be consistent. For sure, man. Whatever your passion is, follow it. And hey, if you get with some cute young ladies on the way, which is bound to happen, right? You getting yourself together, you doing this whole body game thing. Shout out Rom Wills. You getting yourself as best as you're working on your personality and just vibing with chicks. You're bound to get some play at some point. It's bound to happen, right? And the thing about it is, fellas, another thing too is don't over and I'm still gonna talk about female attraction, right? That's something I'm still gonna talk about because it's part of life, right? When you're talking to young ladies, don't overcomplicate it, dog. Please don't try to put on this super alpha. I am alpha male. I talk, trying to make your voice deeper. Hey, baby, trying to sound like Barry White. Hey, baby, how you doing? I'm an alpha. I'm gonna dominate you because I'm an alpha male. Bow down to my feet. Because that's typically how interactions with men and women go, right? Bow down to my feet, woman. You feel me? And I mean, if you're talking about that BDSM type of stuff, that is a thing, right? Some people, some chicks like to be dominated like that and stuff like that, but everyone got their weird little kinks and stuff like that. Okay. Before someone says, well, in the BDSM community, yeah, sure, chicks are gonna want that in the bedroom and stuff like that. But I'm talking on a day to day, you're just vibing out with a chick, talking to her, be lighthearted. Stop trying to be this super duper macho what you're not, because females see right through that. They're like, man, this something's off about this cat. He's trying too hard. Okay. He's trying too damn hard with his whole alpha shtick and trying to be super mysterious and my voice is deep. Just be lighthearted, bro. I'm gonna tell you guys this. When I was participating in the hookup culture, okay, when I was doing the whole hookup thing, right? The best way that I was the most way that I was getting chicks was being lighthearted, laughing, making them laugh, being lighthearted. And I'm not saying you got to be a circus clown. I'm not saying you have to jester max. A lot of guys call it jester maxing when you do way too damn much, right? Like when you're doing cartwheels to try to make. No, just be lighthearted. Just talk to her like I'm talking to you guys. No home easy, right? Not like I'm talking to you guys, but you get it. Like have a simple, lighthearted conversation. Make the chick laugh here and there. Flirt, and bam, that's it. You don't gotta alter your whole personality, dog. If she doesn't, and me, I'm more on. I like to be lighthearted, right? Like when I get on live, I like to joke with you guys and stuff like that. Because who most people go to work, come home, and go to sleep. Who the hell wants to talk to somebody that's boring as hell, right? That's not, like no one wants to. I'm not gonna interact with somebody who is a stick in the damn mud, who I feel like is like trying to do the super macho type of shtick, right? Kind of take the same approach with young ladies. Just be yourself. Look, I know it's cliche as hell, but be yourself. And if she doesn't like your personality, well, guess what? She's not for you. She's really not. Okay. Tarek's best advice for getting the huzz is to STFU, being cool and keeping a mysterious vibe. Yeah, and even with the whole mysterious vibe thing and being quiet, shutting the F up, so to speak, you're still gonna have to talk, right? You can't just sit there like, making weird, awkward eye contact with her the whole date, like looking at her like a fucking like a maniac. You still got to interact. You still have to interact. You still have to say something. Just flow. And the reason I said the mysterious thing is because a lot of guys, when they get with a chick, they try to prove themselves, right? They run down their whole list of resume, like, yeah, I got a degree in this and I have 2 businesses, and just trying. Relax with all that. Just relax. Just be playful, right? Be playful. Have a simple conversation. You don't have to get into all your achievements. You don't have to get into all your accolades. She's going to find that out, right? She's going to find that out along the way. Just be lighthearted. It's easy. Don't over. And I'm telling you guys this from experience, right? LOL. I sit there like a deer in the headlights. And that's an awkward, you know what I'm saying? I've had those awkward type of dates before where me and a chick just didn't vibe, and I would just freaking be talking to her. Like, I mean, not talking, I would just be staring like, shit, I don't know what to say. I have nothing in common with you. And you're gonna get that. It's not meant for you, right? Basically, be authentic and playful with females. Never take them too seriously initially. Yeah, bro. Like, don't put too much thought into trying to alter yourself. Because like I said, the best experiences I had was when I was just letting it flow, when I was uh joking around a little bit. And sometimes the chick is not gonna find you funny. Sometimes the chick is not gonna find you interesting. F who gives a damn? She's not for you. Right? And that's kind of a temperature test for you. If she's just sitting there looking at you stupid, looking at you crazy, you know, then it's like, okay, there's nothing in common. Next, you know. That's true. If you don't open up and free talk in a conversation about yourselves, the vibes will be off and awkward. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, you don't gotta. The reason why a lot of dudes, like I said, including myself, I've said to be somewhat more on the mysterious side. And what I meant by that was don't don't run down your whole resume of yourself. Oh, when I was 5, I won a trophy for best quarterback, Pee Wee League, and then I got 2 business degrees and a PhD and a car, all of this. And a lot of guys be doing that. A lot of guys try to prove themselves. And you don't need to mention that. She'll find that out. She'll find it out at some point. And hey, look, you could sprinkle it in. Like if you're on a subject of college and if she starts talking about it, yeah, you could be like, hey, this is what I major in and I'm interested in this type of stuff interests me. Bam. But I got 2 PhDs and 2 majors and an astrophysicist and I was varsity quarterback, like you don't need to go in full detail off rip, right? And yeah, hey, look, if you guys are vibing and you guys are the conversation is flowing well, you guys just are having a flowy conversation, then yeah, she's gonna that's the personality side that's gonna help you, I guess, if you want to do the whole hookup thing. That's what's gonna get you there is that vibe. You're vibing. She thinks you're handsome or thinks you're attractive, and plus the vibes are there. You guys are having a decent conversation. Bam, that's it. That's all you need. You know. So anyway, guys, I'm about to go. What before I get out, man? I'm about to hit back and biceps. What did y'all hit today? Who went to the gym? Who hit what? Hit the like button for sure. If you so choose. Thanks for advice that actually my issue as well was giving my resume instead letting it flow and keeping things yeah, because she has to prove herself too. Think about it like that. Think about she has to prove herself to it's not just you trying to uh go down a list of all your accomplishments. It's not just you trying to tell her how trying to prove how great of a guy you are for her, how great of a suitor you are for her. No, she has to you got to be listening in on what she's saying and seeing if she's on the same type of time and same type of vibe you're on. So think of it that way, and just let it flow, man. If it's not flowing, if you feel like it's kind of jerky, the conversation and the vibe is jerky, it's cool. It's happened to me, happened to you, it's happened to every single guy. It's not for you, right? Uh Today was leg day, least favorite day. I paid my dues twice. Hit legs today, quads, calves, tib, fib, and tib and fib. Well, color me fucking stupid. I did not know there was a tib and fib day. I did not know there was a tibia and fibia day. Damn, I haven't been working out right. My man Brad not only hit legs, but he hit his tibia and fibia. You dig? I don't even know how. No, I don't even know how you do that. Salute, Brad. Salute. I feel like I think you're talking about when you hit calves, right? If I'm not mistaken, because when you hit calves, when you do the dorsiflex of your foot, you're also like this is your foot and you flexing it. This is your calves. Or I don't know. Let me not continue because I'll make myself sound dumb as hell. But leg day, least favorite day. Man, I love leg day, Carlos. I love leg day for the fact that it makes your physique complete, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, if you have a great upper body and your legs are lacking, that's like it's kind of incomplete to me. So yeah, leg days kind of suck. I'm not gonna say I love them because of course as men, I'm I'm a love hitting my chest and my triceps and my back and biceps more than my legs. I feel like that's almost every single dude, right? I feel like that's almost every guy would rather hit upper body. Kind of like females prefer hitting legs as opposed to the upper body. But those legs, man, they complete your physique. They complete your physique and they give you that more complete look for your upper body as well, right? Because if you're walking around, you got big ass delts, big chest, traps, all of that, and then you get a quick glance at the toothpicks, you get a quick glance at the chopsticks that are your legs. It's like, damn. Excuse me. It's like, damn, he kind of fell short. Yeah, leg day is necessary. Don't want to have a great upper body with chicken legs. Not at all. And let me tell you something else, fellas. Um, your lower body, right? Your glutes, quads, hip, your torso, not torso, but your lower body, aka all of that I just named, your glutes, quads, hams, calf, all of that, that generates power. You feel me? That generates power, especially if you play some kind of sport or if you're if you have a physically demanding job. My job is somewhat physically demanding, right? I use my legs a lot. I use my legs a lot to lift. So don't skip leg days, fellas. Don't skip leg days. And another thing too, talking about hookup culture, since you guys really want to freaking know, I'm gonna tell you guys something else. Women love a man with a great set of legs, right? Women love a man with powerful looking lower body. Facts. Facts. I've been told this. I've got, and you guys won't believe, in the past, especially compliments I get on my legs from young ladies. Young ladies appreciate a powerful set of legs on a dude, right? Because not only is it aesthetic, but this is how the woman's gonna think. She's gonna feel like you have thrusting power, right? She's gonna be like, okay, he got some strong looking hips. He can probably put it on me, right? He can put it on me, and that's just how they think. That's how they think, right? Just like men, we like a chick with a big old booty. Some of us are more upper people, let's put it like that, right? But yeah, don't neglect leg days, man. Who else? Who else worked out today? What y'all boys worked out, man? Anyone worked out chest or back or anything like that? Shoot, I guess not. I guess Brad and Carlos, y'all worked out leg day. Shout out for y'all working out leg day on a Saturday. You're not gonna see too many guys doing that. That's some dedicated shit. All right. So anyway, man, I'm gonna go work out back and biceps. Southpaw Honcho gives some of the best advice on gymming. Dude was an ex bouncer and he got some funny stories to tell about his experiences with the ladies. I'd recommend watching him. I've seen a video of his. Yeah, see dudes that do well with women, they know that having a fit body is super key, right? And it's shallow. It is shallow. That's the thing about hookup culture. It's somewhat shallow. But having a physique, it helps tremendously. We got you go on YouTube, you got Ron Wills, shout out Ron Wills. He was like one of the first dudes to really talk about body game, right? But now you got all of these cats talking about hitting a gym. And I'm one of them. I got a whole bunch of body game videos, but you got a whole bunch of dudes telling you guys to hit the gym. You know. So anyway, with that being said, man, finna hit the gym. Y'all have a blessed day. Be safe. God bless.